The objectives of this video lecture are to define various non-dimensional numbers and to explain their significance with regard to the forced convection heat transfer. So following are the non-dimensional numbers which are important from forced convection heat transfer point of view. Reynolds number, Prandtl number, Nusselt number, Stanton number and Peclet number. So let us discuss one by one all these non-dimensional numbers, starting from Reynolds number. It is represented by Re. The characteristics of fluid flow or the type of fluid flow, whether it will be laminar or turbulent, is governed by one dimensionless quantity called the Reynolds number. It is defined as the ratio of inertia force to viscous force. So mathematically, Reynolds number is equal to ratio of inertia force to the viscous force. Inertia force is given by rho into u infinity square into LC square, and viscous force is given by mu into u infinity into LC. After simplification, the expression for Reynolds number can be given as rho into u infinity LC over mu or u infinity into LC over mu. So this is the expression for Reynolds number. In above equation, rho is the density of the fluid, u infinity is the free stream velocity, LC is characteristics length, and mu is dynamic viscosity and nu is kinematic viscosity. So Reynolds number is thus the measure of the relative magnitude of the inertia force to the viscous force occurring in the flow. In above equation, as I have explained, u infinity is free stream fluid velocity in meter per second, nu is kinematic viscosity in meter square per second. It is also given as the ratio of mu over rho, that is dynamic viscosity over density of the fluid. Mu is dynamic viscosity in given as Newton second per meter square or Pascal second. Rho is the density of fluid in kg per meter cube. LC is very important parameter and it varies from geometry to geometry, and it is called as characteristics length of the geometry or significant length. For flat plate, LC is equal to L for flat plate, that is length of the flat plate over the fluid flow is taking place, and for pipe or tube, it is equal to the diameter of the pipe through which the fluid flow is taking place. Now let us discuss the significance of Reynolds number. So at large Reynolds number, the inertia force, which is directly proportional to the density and velocity of the fluid, are very large as compared to the viscous forces. Now, because of the low magnitude of the viscous forces, they are not able to prevent the random and rapid fluctuation of the fluid. That is because of inertia force. Hence, flow becomes turbulent at large value of Reynolds number. But at the same time, at the small Reynolds numbers, that is a small value of Reynolds number, viscous forces are large enough as compared to inertia forces, and they are able to keep the fluid in line because of offering the resistance between different fluid layers, and thus the fluid flow is laminar at low values of Reynolds number. Now typical values of Reynolds number for pipe flow, the lower value of Reynolds number up to which flow will be laminar is 2300, and for flat plate it is 5 into 10 to power 5, and upper value of Reynolds number beyond which flow will become turbulent is 2500 for pipe flow, and for flat plate it is 10 to power 6. Now there is a one more important parameter. It is called as critical Reynolds number, represented by Re suffix critical. So it is defined as the Reynolds number at which the transition of flow takes place from laminar to turbulent is called the critical Reynolds number. And the value of this critical Reynolds number varies from geometry to geometry. Its value will be different for flat plate, for fluid flowing through the tube. So for flow over a flat plate, the critical Reynolds number value expression can be given as rho into U infinity into X critical over mu is equal to U infinity into X critical over nu, and the value is greater than or equal to 5 into 10 to power 5. So if Reynolds number value is greater than or equal to 5 into 10 to power 5 for fluid flow taking over a flat plate, it will become turbulent. In this expression, the X critical is the distance from the leading edge of the plate at which transition from laminar to turbulent flow occurs. So this is the flat plate of, let's say, length capital L, and let's say X critical is the distance at which up to which flow will become laminar, and beyond this distance fluid will become turbulent. So that is the significance of X critical dimension. Similarly, for flow through tube or pipe, the value of critical Reynolds number Re suffix d critical can be given as rho into U infinity into d over mu, or U infinity into d over nu is greater than or equal to 2300. So if a fluid is flowing through the pipe, it will become laminar, it will remain laminar if Reynolds number value is 2300, less than 2300 or equal to 2300. Beyond the value of 2300, flow will become turbulent in case of fluid flowing through the tube. Now here one more point I would like to discuss. The way I have represented the value of Reynolds number for flat plate, as you can see, Re suffix L, it is the Reynolds number value for flow over a flat plate, because the value of characteristics length for flat plate is linear dimension L. At the same time, the value of Reynolds number, or the notation for Reynolds number for fluid flow through the tube, is represented by Re suffix D, because the value of characteristics length for fluid flowing through the tube of diameter d is capital D. So Re suffix D will represent Reynolds number for fluid flowing through tube, and Re suffix L will represent Reynolds number for fluid flowing over a flat plate. So try to remember, we will try to follow these notations in the subsequent discussion. So in nutshell, I can conclude Reynolds number value will help you to identify whether flow is laminar or turbulent in case of fluid flowing over flat plate or fluid flowing through the tube. Next non-dimensional number is Prandtl number, represented by PR. It is defined as the ratio of kinematic viscosity nu to the thermal diffusivity alpha. So Prandtl number is nothing but ratio of molecular diffusion of momentum to the molecular diffusion of heat. Mathematically, it is given as nu by alpha, where nu is kinematic viscosity and alpha is thermal diffusivity. So putting the value of alpha, that is thermal diffusivity, as K over rho C, this expression can also be given as mu Cp by K. In this expression, the kinematic diffusivity represents the ability to diffuse or dissipate or transfer the momentum of fluid flow, and the thermal diffusivity represents the ability to diffuse or dissipate or transfer heat within the fluid. Now, significance of Prandtl number. Prandtl number is the indicative of the relative ability of the fluid to diffuse momentum or heat energy by molecular mechanism. So whenever there is a heat transfer is taking place by convection, the fluid flow is also taking place. So in this, heat can diffuse by virtue of temperature difference. Similarly, momentum can also diffuse within the fluid flow. So Prandtl number will be telling you the relative ability of that fluid to diffuse either momentum or heat energy by molecular mechanism. It also provides a measure of the relative effectiveness of the fluid to diffuse momentum and energy by diffusion mechanism. For example, for highly viscous oils, Prandtl number value is quite large. Prandtl number is more greater than 1 and it is in the range of 100 to 10,000. So the very high value of Prandtl number for highly viscous oil indicates that the rapid diffusion of momentum by viscous action as compared to the heat diffusion. So in case of viscous oil, in case of convective heat transfer, momentum will diffuse rapidly as compared to heat dissipation. Similarly, for gases, the Prandtl number value is nearly unity. So when Prandtl number value is almost unity, the momentum and energy transfer by diffusion are comparable. So the rate at which moment or heat energy will be diffused are almost same. And for liquid metals, the value of Prandtl number is very small. Prandtl number is very small, less than 1, and it is in the range of 0.003 to 0.001. So the very low value of Prandtl number for liquid metal indicates that the rate of diffusion of heat energy will be very high as compared to the rate of diffusion of momentum. So this way Prandtl number will basically tell us if in convective heat transfer, convective heat transfer, whether momentum or heat energy will diffuse at high rate with respect to each other. These are the typical values of Prandtl numbers for different types of fluids: liquid metals, gases, water, light organic fluids, oils, and glycerins. Prandtl number is also a connecting link between velocity field and the temperature field, and its value is strongly influenced by the relative growth of the velocity and thermal boundary layers. Velocity and thermal boundary layers are two different concepts. We are going to deal with it in great detail. So Prandtl number is basically a link which will tell you when a fluid is flowing over a surface and temperature gradient exists between surface and the fluid. So there will be momentum transfer as well as heat energy transfer, and because of that there will be setting of velocity field and temperature field, and as a result of this, velocity and thermal boundary layer formation takes place. The Prandtl number will tell you the relationship between these two boundary layers, that is velocity and thermal boundary layers. Mathematically, the relationship can be given as del over del suffix t is equal to PR res n. In this expression, delta is the thickness of the boundary layer, delta suffix T is the thickness of the thermal boundary layer, and small n is a positive exponent. Delta is the thickness of velocity boundary layer. So just now we have discussed for oil or highly viscous oil, the value of Prandtl number is very high, greater than 1. So for oil, thickness of velocity boundary layer is much greater than thickness of thermal boundary layer. For gases, the value of Prandtl number is almost equal to 1. So thickness of velocity boundary layer and thermal boundary layer are almost same. And for liquid metals, Prandtl number is very less. So thickness of velocity boundary layer is very small as compared to thermal boundary layer. So from this discussion we can conclude thermal boundary layer is much thicker for liquid metals, as you can see here, and much thinner for oils relative to the velocity boundary layer. That is the another significance of Prandtl number. Now next dimensionless number is Nusselt number, represented by Nu. So Nusselt number basically establishes the relation between convective heat transfer coefficient H, thermal conductivity of the fluid K, and characteristics length Lc of any physical system. Mathematically, it is given by this relationship Nu is equal to HLC by K. Now, in order to understand the significance of Nusselt number, let us consider a fluid is flowing through a tube or between the two surfaces, and these surfaces are maintained at temperatures T1 and T2. Let's say T2 is greater than T1. The temperature difference will be T2 minus T1. Now heat transfer will take place from surface at a temperature T2 to surface at a temperature T1 through this fluid layer. Now in this figure, as you can see, as we have discussed, heat transfer from this surface to the fluid particle which are in contact with this solid surface will be by conduction, and if the fluid layers are in motion, then the heat transfer will take place by convection from this point to this point, and once again from fluid particle to the surface at temperature T1 will be by conduction. However, if the fluid is motionless, the entire heat transfer will take place from this surface through the fluid layer to this surface, that is surface at temperature T1 will be by conduction. So that is basically decided by the value of Nusselt number. So let's say heat transfer is taken place by convection is given by, or heat flux rate by convection is given by the Newton's law of cooling as H delta T, and heat flux rate by conduction is given by Fourier's law of heat conduction as K into delta T over capital N. So Nusselt number is also defined as the ratio of heat flux rate by convection to the heat flux rate by conduction. So Q convection is H delta T and Q conduction is K delta T by N. After simplifying it, it will give you HL by K, and this is nothing but Nusselt number. From here I can also define Nusselt number is the ratio of heat flux rate by convection to the heat flux rate by conduction. So This is very important discussion actually. When fluid is in motion, heat transfer will be across the fluid layer will be by convection. But the moment fluid is motionless, the heat transfer rate across the fluid layer will be by conduction. So this is another expression for Nusselt number. So significance of the Nusselt number: larger the Nusselt number, larger the value of Nusselt number, the heat transfer will be more effective by convection. The predominant mode of heat transfer through the fluid layer will be by convection. But if value of Nusselt number is 1 for any fluid layer, heat transfer across the fluid layer will be by pure convection. That is something very interesting significance of Nusselt number. And Nusselt number is a convenient measure of the convective heat transfer coefficient, and its value is given by its value is directly proportional to the thermal conductivity of the fluid and inversely proportional to the characteristics or significant length of the parameter. So another significance of Nusselt number is to simply find out the value of convective heat transfer coefficient. And for force convection, Nusselt number is a function of Reynolds number and Prandtl number. And this is very important correlation as far as force convection heat transfer rate is concerned. Nusselt number is a function of Reynolds number and Prandtl number. Next non-dimensional number is Stanton number, represented by St. Stanton number is defined as the ratio of heat transfer coefficient to the flow of heat per unit temperature rise due to the velocity of the fluid. Mathematically, it is given as Stanton number is equal to H over rho into U infinity into Cp. Or I can also simplify this. Stanton number is equal to HLC by K over rho U infinity into L over mu into mu Cp by K. So this is nothing but Nusselt number. This non-dimensional number is nothing but Reynolds number, and this is nothing but Prandtl number. So Stanton number can also be given as the ratio of Nusselt number to the product of Reynolds number and Prandtl number. Significance: Stanton number can be used only in correlating force convection data, because in the expression of the Stanton number, velocity is coming into picture. This is its significance. Next number is Peclet number, represented by P. Peclet number is defined as the ratio of mass heat flow rate by convection to the flow rate by conduction under an unit temperature difference gradient and through thickness L. So rate of convection can also be given as rho U infinity into Cp, and rate of heat conduction can be given by K by L. Peclet number can also be given as Q convection over Q conduction, and after simplifying it will give you L into U infinity over alpha. So please remember here the Q convection is mass heat flow rate by convection and Q conduction is mass heat flow rate by conduction. Peclet number is given as Lu infinity over alpha. Peclet number can also be written as Pe is equal to product of Re into Pr. So after watching this video, you will be able to define various non-dimensional numbers and their mathematical expressions, and you will be able to explain their significance with regard to the force convection heat transfer. So with this, I come to an end of this video lecture. Thank you for passionate listening. Happy learning.